We have made it. It is the Wild Rocket Series March monthly grand finals. It's finally happening. Mork, we've made it all the way here after a day of insane games. I think these are still two teams that, despite all the upsets, made a lot of sense to see in this grand final.
Absolutely. We had a lot of upsets in the way here, but both of these teams coming through strong. They were both expected to get far, and making the final makes sense. And it's going to be an absolute slobber knocker match, I think. And it has the potential to go all the way to Game 7 and give us that overtime that we've been craving so far today.
Oh, God, it'd be so nice. And of course, let's call out exactly who those teams are. We have WYLDE, who you've just seen on the stream as well, winning over Dogecoin in a fairly contested 4-game series. And up against them will be me and the boys, who have also had a pretty good run today. Well, WYLDE dropped their first game in the last series. Me and the boys have only dropped 4 as well today, and I think have looked convincing in some of those wins.
Absolutely. And beating Bababooey 3-1. Bababooey were on a hell of a run there as well. So that's a big win for them. Of course, Shallow was, of course, on a winning team last time, but because he's in a new team now, he won't be bringing those points over due to changing teams. So that makes it a bit more awkward. So he really needs to win here to put himself back in a good position.
That's it. And actually, now that we look at it, none of the players in this lobby have actually gotten any points towards qualifying for that major just yet. Most of WYLDE are playing for the first time. I think Shallow, his 2 teammates, are playing for the first time as well. And Shallow having forfeited those points means that all of these players came into today on 0 points towards qualifying for that major in June, and are now looking to put themselves, towards the top of the leaderboard in terms of the points. One of these teams will be walking away with 100 points per member. The other team with 70 points per member will be feeling pretty good about looking towards qualifying for that major.
Absolutely. Carbon Zero will finish today as a top team, of course, because they guarantee themselves 40 points by making the semis. But one of these teams will be in second place at the end of the day if they can manage to get a win here. So that's really important. And obviously being the top 4, being the top 8 to get to the major is important. You want to be in those top 4 spots so you've got a second chance in the tournament.
Yeah, that's it. Being in that upper bracket to begin with just feels so good. And I think especially, we've seen today, even in the lower bracket, there's room for upsets to happen. So avoiding dropping down to there, absolutely ideal. You don't run the risk of running into someone else who's had an unlucky run in the top bracket and has now fallen down. Maybe teams that you don't expect to see in the lower bracket knocking each other out from time to time, as we saw. Curry Noodles, I think, is the big one today. We saw drop that was a little bit unexpected. And if you just never drop to the lower bracket, you can't go out.
Yeah, absolutely. You're in a very, very good spot. If you don't drop down, you've always got a chance. But of course, the way we do this, obviously the top 8, even if you've gone through the upper bracket, while you still have, technically more of an advantage. If you lose the first match of the quarterfinal, you're already out. There's no second life in this. But in the main tournament, in the major, there will be for the top 4 teams, and that's always really, really important because it just gives you that little bit of safety. Whereas the teams in the lower bracket, who are still very, very good, will have to play each other first. So 2 of those good teams will be out by the time the first series is over.
They will, but still plenty of months to go before we get to June. Plenty of Rocket League to be played before then, and it's going to start with this grand final as we have teams now joining the lobby. We have players joining both sides. It will be WYLDE on the blue side. It'll be me and the boys on the orange side. And honestly, I'm wondering who's me and who the boys are, but I don't think it's really going to matter in this one. All that matters is they actually manage to score a few goals and win this series.
I think everyone, the me and the boys team, will think they're the me and the other player are the boys. So, it doesn't matter though. They're going to want to win to get those 100 points. And of course, €90. So we've got to take a look at the money because the money is important too.
Yeah, money's always nice. And I mean, we'll avoid asking who's dog and who's log over on the other side as well, because that's just a little bit less polite and a little bit meaner towards those ones. We're going to see a first shot on goal from WYLDE in this series. It'll be denied away. So there wasn't much power behind it. And Colin with a bit of a dangerousness on that side wall. Has managed to leave Yem in a shooting position, though. Yem shoots directly into Shallow. He gets a good backflip to get this ball clear, but it's only clear as far as Hammers, who keeps it still in the middle. This is good pressure coming out early on from WYLDE. It'll be rolled underneath. It'll be a turnaround, and Hammers puts it in.
It's such really, really nice play here, actually. It's a really awkward position. Colin does well here, gets it by 1, then gets it under 2, and just making sure it's going to go in. I think it will roll it anyway, but having to make absolutely sure that Hammers puts it home. But lovely play by Colin. You don't see solo plays too often at this level, but that was a lovely solo play by Colin.
Yeah, and it's worked out nicely for them. WYLDE now taking the 1-goal lead. Looking strong here early on, and it's been a struggle for me and the boys to actually get this ball clear off their own half, as once again they're here in their own half. It'll go as far as the halfway line. Pop tie, this is a little bit harder for Hammers to get up to, but still manages to win the race up to that one, but not in any way that's actually going to leave him in a good position. Never mind, Colin had all the boost in the world apparently, manages to get to that ball first, and once again blue pressure onto this orange goal. Me and the boys just really, really struggling to get anything going here in the first minute of gameplay.
It's a carbon copy for WYLDE from their first game in the semi-final. They spent a lot of the first minute and a half in their opponent's half, and they made a count as well. They scored a goal here, but here's a 1v1 opportunity. Oh yes.
That's just a 1v1, just straight up. Halden carries it over the top of the defender. It's a difficult spot to be in as the last man back. Colin did decently well, but Halden just plays it that little bit better.
Yeah, Halden as well has got the advantage there in a 1v1 situation, especially when the ball goes high. Halden knows what he wants to do. Colin has to kind of guess a bit more. So Halden kind of put it under and put him over. He decides to pop it over because Colin just couldn't get up in time.
Oh, Hammers had a chance to take that one directly off the kickoff, but not good contact, and it'll just be run back. Shallow misses top left corner. It'll miss off the crossbar as well. Yen puts it back onto his own goal, but it's gone as far as Colin. That's well played on the defense. Good pass back, and now the counter-attacks come through. WYLDE bouncing it off the corner. Colin is denied by Halden, who takes it with so much power off this back wall, is now just going all the way, runs directly into Yem, who manages to keep this ball in the middle of the pitch for the time being, and it is now turning into end-to-end Rocket League. Both of these teams running it backwards and forwards down the pitch, and this is where it has differed from game one and for a Dog in the Log in the last series. They turned all of that offensive pressure into a lot of goals. This time around, we will see me and the boys fighting back.
Yeah, and as well, you know, when it's in Rocket League, that means that the defense rotations aren't there. So, you know, one perfect pass, one good solo play, and it's an easy opportunity. It'll be passed down there though, and we're seeing some really good Rocket League. This is promising for a very good series, Nua.
Yeah, and a good season as well. We've plenty of Wild Rocket series to come back after this as well. And if the teams keep playing like this, I mean, there's no reason to not keep coming back to the stream, because goddamn, this is entertaining Rocket League to watch. Hammers is up off this back wall. It's down across the middle. It'll be there. Yem decides not to turn. Trusted that Shallow was going to get to that one, and Shallow did. Yem misses boost over in the corner, so we'll be struggling to get back very quickly. Halden again going for the double touch. Doesn't quite have enough boost to finish up on that one, and now Shallow has to be a little bit careful. Will pick up boost, will get a ball high off this and stays on the backboard waiting for this follow-up shot. Hammers lobs it all the way high. Rob with an okay touch will be there for the follow-up for Shadow, and again Halden is going to just take this down. We've seen how well Halden does under these balls. Wins the 50. It's there across the face of the goal. The Doomsy dish attempt. Shallow has that follow-up, but it's put wide of the post. Good save by Colin on that one, and it'll be WYLDE keeping their goal clean for the time being.
Yeah, if you have to feel a little bit for you know, that me and the boys, they've had opportunities, just haven't been able to put them away. And you know, against a team like WYLDE, who just always seem to be able to find that one goal at the right time, it's dangerous, and that was the big reason. Doge, lovely play, and it's it.
It looks so funny, but I mean, at the same time, it's still impressive ball and card control by Rob in the middle of 3-4 players around him to keep the head and get that ball in.
Yeah, and then Halden comes over as well. He gets a nice little block that helps Rob, just because Rob's run out of boost there. So nice little block by Halden as well to make absolutely sure that one was going in. And you know, you can't say the lead isn't deserved, because from really the first minute, after the first minute, it's been me and the boys have been looking the more likely to score.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, potentially just, you know, mechanics. It's a very mechanically gifted team, me and the boys, and you're kind of seeing that show a little bit here, is when they're given any space to work with it all, they've been doing well. But when they allow the other teams to have space, WYLDE, not afraid of popping off a few shots of their own. That one didn't quite turn in, but you do have to remember, WYLDE, there's a reason they're in this grand final. They're still a very good team.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, they're going to make it difficult. And, you know, they're really good at synergy. Lovely play there. Good save by Rob. But, you know, you push it high and Halden is there. But, yeah, no, they've played very well. And their synergy has been a real helpful thing. And they all can also use that bumps and demos if they need to, which against a mechanical team is just very good at disrupting their play and the mechanical style.
It absolutely is. And I think synergy versus mechanical play is probably the two things we're seeing. You know, both of these goals for the side of me and the boys, kind of solo goals so far, whereas the other side, you know, when the shots are coming through from WYLDE, it's from good passing plays. They're finding each other well in front of goal, and, you know, their offensive rotations, the synergy, there's always one more player there. But here it is again, just in the middle of the pitch. I mean, it's again, I mean, technically a passing play, kind of, right? But it's just almost a solo outplay in the middle of the pitch here by Rob.
Yeah, Rob gets a demo as well, which kind of leaves two players, the opposition, stranded, and allows just Halden to knock that one in. Rob has been at the heart now of two of those goals and may have secured the game 1 for his team.
Yeah, 3-1, 30 seconds on the clock. It's a monumental task to come back from this with WYLDE, but they will try, of course. They're up here in the orange half the time being, but a good clear by Shallow down the length of the pitch. Leaves Yem on the back wall. Only gets it as far as Shallow in the corner, who knocks it back down into the middle. Halden has a chance to turn on this. Doesn't much boost. Chooses to pass to Rob instead. Gets the shot on target. And that's a lovely bit of passing play. And I guess I'll stop talking about whether or not one of these teams is mechanical versus team play oriented.
Yeah, it's nice. Shallow as well kind of acts as a little distraction, gets in the way of Colin. Colin tries to get up, and then Yem trying to get the save, but unable to manage to get there in time. So it's just smart play as well, just being a bit of a nuisance in the goal line. Always a good thing to do, and Shallow's done it very well there.
There we go. Hammers, so is going to try and take on the enemy team. Gets the flip reset, but doesn't bring the ball with him on it. And it'll just mean Rob dribbling at the length of the pitch. One more in. 5-1. Going to be the scoreline here. Probably not another goal in it, but this is a convincing game 1 win for me and the boys.
Yeah, it is. You have to criticize the defense here. It's bad. Rob should not be going up the field that easily. There's 2 players in his way, and they both just completely miss it entirely. And Rob will say thanks very much and take it. And 5-1. It's a convincing game 1 for them, and they'll be delighted with it.
Yeah, with that said, though, I think, 5-1, a little bit of a harsh scoreline against WYLDE here. They kind of let in a couple of soft goals toward the end, but they were holding their own up until that point. The problem was, as the game went on, me and the boys, the shooting chances started coming more and more often. They started to fall more and more often as well. That means me and the boys will be heading into this game to feeling pretty comfortable about their ability to just get past this WYLDE defense.
Absolutely, and that's a good thing to have. WYLDE, I didn't see a lot of bumps and demos there because when you're against the more mechanically gifted team, that's something you do have to use a lot of the bumps and demos. And in fact, I think most of the bumps and demos were coming from me and the boys in that game. They got a lot of good ones in, and that's going to be really important if you want to disrupt them, because already they're showing here they can't get the passing play as well, sure, but it's the mechanical plays where they're really hurting WYLDE right now.
Absolutely the case. And as we head towards this game too, me and the boys have all of the momentum on their side, all of the goals as well so far in this series. Really, is WYLDE. They got one back. They started this series 1-0 up with a lot of pressure, but once me and the boys found their footing, it didn't really seem like WYLDE could ever generate the same pressure and just keeping the ball in their opponent's half that we expect to see when WYLDE win games after the last series. Yeah,
that is going to be the key here. They have to really put the team, great pass going in quick shot by Rob accidentally. They really have to put the pressure on their opponents as soon as possible. Really make them, suffer in rotations and really take that boost away from them. Because again, mechanical teams, they want to eat that boost. They're very boost hungry. So taking the big boost pads away is always a smart thing to do against a very mechanically gifted team.
So keep an eye on those boosts. Yen had picked up one recently, gets a shot on target with it as well. Hammers turns in on it, and again they'll find the first goal early on 18 seconds. That's the second time they scored an 18-second goal after a loss in 2 series.
Yeah, just a coincidence. Bit of a double commit there, though. I think if they hadn't double committed, it would have gone out nicely. But it's gone into the back of the net to make it 1-0 now, and a very, very nice start for WYLDE. But they had a good start the last game as well. It's how they continue from now.
Yeah, and Shallow just makes sure that it's best of 7 here. So even if they drop this game, plenty of games left to play in it. But look, you want to win the 4-0. You want to make a statement here as the Shallow and the rest of the team of me and the boys will be looking to pick up their points in this. And Shallow's putting a shot on target early on. It won't quite manage to get past the post on that one, and Colin will be running it back down the other end. Gets one touch over Halden, but it's directly towards Rob, who puts it directly to Yen, and it's passing backwards and forwards. Both teams being very friendly, just giving the ball back to each other on that.
Yeah, just being like, here, have the ball. No, you have the ball. No, you. Being very gentlemanly. We love to see it in Rocket League, but Rocket League is all about being aggressive and dirty, and getting those demos, which apparently is dirty play, even though it's mechanics. So that's somehow a thing. But no, absolutely. Just someone has to keep possession. Someone has to really take this game by the scruff of the neck. And who's it going to be? That's the big question. Which team is going to be? With Hammers here, looking to do it, almost managing it. And better.
That's much better, and it's coming off the back of Hammers, making some big plays in front of goal on that one, but that's a big clear off the back wall by Rob, and Shallow has the follow-up as well, and all of a sudden the pressure has been reversed. We'll be back down in this blue end. Rob will be the first one up to that ball one more time, and only 20 boost. That's a dangerous touch by Yem. Has left it in front of his goal. Where's the follow-up? Is it going to be there? Not quite, as no one quite able to rotate into for me and the boys to get that follow-up shot. Shallow, though, is going to pick up boost in the middle of the pitch. Rob is looking for bumps, looking for demos in front of his goal, looking to keep the pressure on WYLDE in their own half. It's popped high. Hammers, we've seen good play out of him, going for the potentially the double touch, not quite there. Halden makes a touch over to the side wall, and that will mean that there is no follow-up goal to be after the time being, but this is much more of what we wanted to see from WYLDE. The pressure is being maintained when they get up into this half. Yem is keeping them on the back foot. It'll come off the back wall. Up for it is Colin, not able to beat out Shallow. Counter-attacking chance? No, it's going to be very slow back across the halfway line, and won't be any real counter-attack coming through on that one for me and the boys.
Yeah, it's they're playing well here, a lot better, and it's really taken some really smart, good defense from their opponents, but also as well, at times they've doubled up on one side. No, there's a goal. Colin makes it 2-0.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, I want to credit Hammers for really setting up this play. Very scrappy, but Hammers has been doing so much single-handedly to keep the pressure up for this WYLDE squad.
Yeah, and I was asking earlier on who was going to take this game by the scruff of the neck, and I said it looks like Hammers, and Hammers has done that now. He's been at the heart of everything good in the last minute and a half or so for WYLDE, and there again, being able to really they're taking out 2 defenders there with that play, and then allowing Colin to get the shot on.
Yeah, that was dangerous though. Rob nearly managed to get that one up. And the problem is when you only have one player who's setting up everything, you start to become very susceptible to bumps. And that's another shot on target. It'll be crossbar now. There's the follow up there. It's going to bounce over Rob, running out of boost on the crucial moment of the play. And that's now just for Yem. Yem surely manages to just roll this one in. A good 50. Would you believe it, from Hammers of all people in the back corner. And it's rolled up for Yem.
Yeah, but as well, there's a bump by the two players of me and the boys there in the net. Shallow has a shot, and the other guy comes up. Rob just comes up and hits him, and that takes Shallow out of the play and takes both players out of the play then as well. And then the 50, once the 50 is won by Hammers, it's just easy.
Yeah, and from a game, for a series that started with a 5-1 for me and the boys, we're now at 3-0 in the other direction. Dog with a log, come back strong. It is going to be number 4. Yem looking for it, will get the flick past one. Oh. Rob tries to get the save, and it was Hammers making a nuisance of himself in front of the ball there.
Again, it's Hammers. He's at the heart of everything good in this game. And yeah, he's just chasing Shallow. And Shallow, we know how good a defender he is. He's such a good player when it comes to being in net. But Hammers realized that and just chased him down. Did not let him have an easy chance to save that. He just couldn't manage it in the end.
Yeah, so it's 4-0. I mean, it's almost a complete reversal of what happened in game 1. I'll be impressed if we get to a 5-1. Honestly, just the actual complete reversal would be kind of fun to see. But either way, I think, whatever the final scoreline ends up being, Dog with a Log have bounced back magnificently in this series. Yeah,
they have really since kind of first minute as well of this game. They've been in pretty much total control. Had 1 or 2 scary moments, but that's going to happen on a mechanical team as always. We know, and this team as well, mechanically gifted and very good synergy too. But their opponents are just really making Dog with a Log are making it really difficult for them to find any way through their defense and making them defend a lot, which is difficult sometimes for any team to do.
Yeah, going for it, doesn't quite a flip reset, but the clear only goes as far as Hammers, who's put it back on target. It'll be there over Halden. Colin trying for the 50, kind of wins it there, but Halden has reset in time, manages to only get it clear as far as Colin, who's now off the back wall, is looking for a pass. It'll go a bit too far for it to be called a pass, as Halden is now trying to carry it into the corner over Yem. Hammers misses that one. Shallow and Rob both underneath it. It'll drop as far as Shallow. It bounces high. There's nobody back for the orange team, and so quick follow-up could lead to another goal here. It'll come off the back wall here. It's missed by Shallow. No, he gets the follow-up touch for it, and Rob is the one who manages to get it clear. That's a good shot down the length of the pitch. Is there a defender in the way? It doesn't matter, as it's just wide of the left post, and Colin now is running back up the length of the pitch. A demo, a shot on target though. It'll be top left corner. It'll be a follow-up. The 50 is good. It's denied by Yem, keeps the ball clear of the goal for the time being, as Rob now is going up once again. The double touch attempts are there, but the backboard defense is so good for Dog with a Log right now.
Yeah, and you saw there Yem as well pre-jump on that, realizing that's why probably Rob was trying to. What a demo by Hammers! A huge demo as Rob was waiting for that one to drop for him to put it in, and that's beautiful play.
Yeah, and here we are, last 10 seconds of the game. It's been over for a little while at this point. We have 1 goal left in it. Colin's going to take it into the corner. He's going to take it high. It'll bounce down in front of the goal. You have to feel that's it. Halden will try and dribble it all the way. Denied by Yem in the middle of the pitch. Ball will drop, and we're tied up at 1-1 at the beginning of this best of 7. We're now just back to a best of 5.
Yeah, back to a best of 5, and a 4-goal win there. This time for Dog with a Log. Shallow seems to have some connection issues right at the end there, so we'll just wait for him to get back in. But a very, very good game for Dog with a Log. Yem takes man of the match, but the real man of the match there surely was Hammers. He's just the heart of everything good. 1 goal, 2 assists. And, there you see it as well. 7 shots too. We don't know how many shots Shallow had, but I think it was pretty even shot-wise. Just Dog with a Log were far more accurate.
Yeah, no, that's it. Dog with a Log, they only really seem to be comfortable when they're in the opponent's half. When they're just pushing it from the halfway line forward, when they just get to keep the ball bouncing off that back wall over and over again, they look very strong. But we saw in game 1, once they stop getting that pressure on, once they, they're losing out in the middle of the pitch, this Me and the Boys squad become very, very threatening on the offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a midfield battle. And it's one that a mechanical team, if they win that midfield battle, they're always going to have opportunities and always probably going to make you pay for it. So Dog with a Log, it's all about winning that midfield battle. And they did that massively in that last game. Yeah. There wasn't really many opportunities at all for Me and the Boys to get any shots on and get any real good chances. And the only good chances they had kind of were, half chances rather than really, really good opportunities.
Absolutely, but they'll be looking to change that up here in game 3. Well, it's best of 7. Well, it's not quite as important. Oh, that's going to be a shot on target. It's just going to go in, and it's potentially helped a little bit by Colin on that.
Yeah, that ball shouldn't be going into the back of the net. It's a good shot for Rob. Places it well, has a lot of power, and it's actually going wide. It's an own goal. That's going to go off the backboard, so that is an own goal. Of course, it will still go to Rob, but it's technically an own goal.
Yeah, that's a little bit rough. That's not how you want to start after you make the big fight back in game 2. You win 4-0. You don't want to start that way. You don't want to continue this way as it bounces down. There's a huge bump in front of goal. A good clear by Yen, but the ball is still dangerously close to this blue goal. WYLDE trying to get it clear. Halden will win the 50-50, so we'll stay in the middle of this pitch. Rob is up for it. He's denied by Halden. That could have been the shooting chance. That could have been 2-0. It's just not quite communicated properly, and Yen now is off the back wall. Is looking for the double touch. Just put it wide of the goal. Hammers is there. He's denied by Rob. Gets a big save. Gets that cleared out to the other end of the pitch as well. Shallow is trying for it. It'll come off the back wall. It'll be Colin up for it. It won't be denied. It will just about stay wide. Colin is now chasing it down instead. Rob should get this boost, should get to this ball, is forced to leave the boost behind just to get the touch on that ball, and all of a sudden this game is heating up. That's going to be shot on target. Denied by Hammers. Good save on that one. As we're back to the middle of the pitch, nobody near this ball for the time being.
Yeah, very smart by Rob as well, leaving the boost, because otherwise he's going to get demoed. It was a nice play by Yam, who was chasing him, looking for the demo, and obviously, you know, you're always vulnerable when that happens.
Shallow bounces it under, but bounces it off the post as well. Hammer is forced to take the ball away from his own teammate to get this clear away. Halden towards the middle. There's 3 men back for WYLDE, and that'll mean plenty of time to get the ball clear. Shallow has plenty of boost on the back wall, so should be able to beat Colin, who had a good attempt at that one. This could leave a bit too much space over in the back. Now, Yem and Hammers have both rotated out well. And this is getting very, very close to goals at both ends of the pitch, but the defense on the backboard is looking strong for both of them. Halden knows up, tries to get it over the defender, can't quite. And it's good redirect attempts. It's players find themselves in very interesting positions for shooting.
Yeah, and you know, clearly, because right now the defenses are just settled down now from the start of that. Oh well.
Okay.
Sure. That's what did.
I kind of wasn't expecting that, if I'm being totally honest with you, Morky.
Neither was I. I was pretty sure here that Yem and Hammer had a good position on it, but you know, Yem was kind of in an awkward position. Hammer gets him a bit too late there, so it just kind of comes off the back of his car and in. It's an awkward one, but it's 2-0, and that's 2 awkward goals now. Rob will take them, and so will me and the boys. But you know, WYLDE must be kicking themselves for just being a bit awkward at times.
Yeah, just a little bit too awkward. Rob launched that one. If it had been on target, that would have been a lot of pressure for Colin to deal with. But as it is, we're going to stay in the blue half the time being. Rob trying for a pinch, gets it, but it's only as far as the blue team. That's launched towards goal. Shallow has rotated back in time to make the save. But a big demo means that Rob is out of the play for the time being. Good pass, but it's denied by Halden, who manages to actually tip it a little bit further than the blue team would have wanted on that one. WYLDE not able to find a goal yet in this game. They really need to start winning these midfield battles. You can see right now it is the side of me and the boys who are just that a little bit quicker at the midfield. And that's what is not allowing WYLDE to generate much pressure.
No, but what they are starting to do well right now is find the bumps and demos. They've got a good few demos already in this game, the last game as well. You know, they've been a bit unlucky with the goals they've conceded. You know, it's been pretty close in terms of the game. It's just been awkward touches in defense or awkward plays in defense that have me with the boys ahead. But they're using those. They are using the midfield battle, but getting those demos and stuff makes attacks so much more difficult even if you win the midfield battle.
Oh, that was a big bump by Rob as well. And that was finally the midfield going a little bit in favour of WYLDE. And you can see it. It immediately turned into a bit more of a play. Again, they've gotten over this halfway line with speed. Again, Colin is up for it. Denied by Halden, who had 2 men falling on him out of the sky on that. Man just keeping good bump. Is there anyone there for the follow-up? Not quite. Shallow has that covered all the way. But it's beaten in the corner. That's bouncing so dangerously in front of the goal. Rob is there to cover for his teammate, though. Has run out of boost to do so. And now this does mean that the midfield belongs to WYLDE for the time being, as they will try to carry it across face goal. Hammers is denied in the corner by Shallow, who is just coming up. He's stepping up against Hammers in this game big time right now.
Yeah, but look at this lovely physical play.
No way. How does that 50 go so well to Hammers?
It's because there's a bump beforehand. If you look right there, there's the bump. By the way, Shadow then is kind of stuck because he's thinking he's going to have to rotate near post, and he's not doing it at all because the bump just completely clears one of the defenders out of the way, and then Shadow's kind of stuck as last man, and that makes it more awkward for him.
All right, Morky, so we still only have a goal in this game. And we will actually, we're waiting to see if it can be opened up a little bit further. With 1:20 left to play, Hammers is in the air for this one. Shallow is under it. Rob in defense is backwards, and so the touch is a little bit awkward. He'll have to do a lot of work to get this clear, but Colin is up so quickly for that. Halden with a good first touch, with an okay second touch. Hammers, though, denies it along with Yem, but the two of them stuck in this corner could allow for the counter-attack. Good turn by Yem. Rob in an awkward spot. It'll drop again to Hammers, but he misses. That could be the fake that Yem needs to get a shot. Not quite denied by the defense on this one. It is still here for the blue team, though. They're playing so dangerously. It's touched back down. Rob gets the save off the back wall. 3 blue men up in his half, as Yem will get a shot off the post. And it is now, wait, is there anyone back? Colin is back in position. Will manage to get clear on this one. And the ball not going in for the blue team there means that they now have 40 seconds to find the pressure again, to find the goal. Hammers is under it, denied by Shallow, who gets a big clear, and time is ticking on this game.
Yeah, very smart by Shadow there. Had to go for that. Had to be brave because Hammers had a very, very good angle and a good shot and plenty of power to generate as well with the pass, even if it was at a negative angle. But yeah, right now here, nice play from me and the boys. They are hanging on.
Colin, target, it's touched over the crossbar. Where's the follow-up? Yem is here quickly. It's over. Hammer is going to get there, but it's too far. The pass is a little bit too far in front. We're off the back wall one more time. It's touchdown, but it's a lot of power on it. That'll mean the clear can come through for me and the boys. And with 4 seconds left on the clock, it's going to be very difficult for Yem to get this ball as far as he needs to. It'll just head towards the ground. The game will end in favor of me and the boys, and they've taken a 1-game lead again in this series.
Yeah, what a game. What a finish. WYLDE not letting it slip, even after the few errors early on, the few awkward touches and the own goal, managing to come back very strong in the second half of that game, really all over me and the boys, and really strong defense with me and the boys there to hold on. And they were actually outshot 10-5, but they put 2 goals in. Their opponents put 1 goal in. That's the only stat that matters.
Yeah. And I think it kind of speaks to how both of these teams have wanted to play the game. Me and the boys, they're very good at capitalizing when they're winning in the middle of the pitch. They get down to the other end and start to score. But it does take a lot of sustained pressure for a long time, it feels like, for WYLDE to actually manage to sneak one in past this me and the boys defense.
Yeah, it's been difficult. And WYLDE have been very good, and it was a bit awkward in that game. But WYLDE, after those goals, apart from those goals, were very solid defensively, and they're really shutting down and using the dumps and demos to really shut down any real good mechanical plays from their opponents, which is really important. But also, both teams such good synergy-wise as well, so it makes it very interesting. Those infield passes now, so really taking the solo plays out of it, because solo plays are no longer seem to be as big as they were earlier on.
No, absolutely not. And so we'll see if we can get a few more of those passing plays strung together for either side. And WYLDE will definitely be feeling like they, could have won that last game. It was a couple of a little bit unlucky goals, but now they're under pressure again immediately. Yem is up for that, won't manage to get it. It's saved by Halden. Keeps it out of his opponent's goal for the time being. And that's WYLDE getting away with it there.
Yeah, I think Halden's so used to defending that he's defending there again in his opposition half. Unlucky, very unlucky. I think he was actually trying to knock it down or get out of the way, but sometimes those things do happen. It's not as bad as him hitting the shot and then saving himself. So could have been a lot worse. But he'll be annoyed. But it's a good start for me and the boys.
Yeah, and I mean, look, there are worse times for that to happen than when you're 1 game up in the series, when you're still at 0-0 in this game. And hey, you can redeem yourself by turning it in, just denied by the crossbar and the player on the line there at the last second. But Halden is trying on that one. This is going to be a dangerous touch. It does manage to go clear, and it goes all the way down to the other end of the pitch. Yem is going to pop it very high, and you can see 2 orange players already up in the air for that one. It's back down to Yem, this time a better clear, followed by Colin. Has Hammers in the middle, has Yem to his right. None of them are going to get at those. Rob just controls it well out of his corner, is carrying it down, runs into Yem, and once again the midfield battle is being so important in this game, and it's been won out for the time being by WYLDE. That'll allow them to get the pressure that they so love onto this orange net. It's there for Yem, who'll get the follow-up touch, and there's the sustained pressure coming off of a midfield win, leading to a goal for WYLDE.
Ironically here, Shallow helps out because he gets a bump on Yem, which sends Yem backwards. So Yem then is able to get up for that ball a bit easier because he's in a good position. So the defensive bump by Shallow not quite going the way he would have wanted.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but again, does happen. Halden is under it, has the flip reset, but doesn't have the follow-up. Rob, nearly the one to do it. Here it comes to 50, not good. It'll be kept off the line for the time being. That could have been the instant equalizer. Ball will drop to Hammers, who has the follow-up, does get denied by Shallow, who's gotten a good clear, now has teammates in support. Rob will be there, trying to touch off the back wall. It's Rob, but that's a very good demo by Hammers onto Halden, and Hammers is now turning without boost, is trying to take this ball. Will just slow it down, is denied then by Halden, who takes it all the way to the other end of the pitch. It's high in the middle of the pitch. Colin will be the first of that ball. Halden chasing it back. Rob turning on it. And this will be good defense for the time being for me and the boys. A nice demo will deny Shallow the follow-up on that one. That's now Halden to Shallow. Shallow will be taking it slow. The defender in front of him, or the attacker in front of him, doesn't have much boost, but neither does Shallow now, who just forced to flip it, get it long down the pitch. And this is me and the boys taking it a little bit slowly and not really finding their counterattacks.
Yeah, but that's because boost airing. They're really struggling right now to get those big boost pads, and that's something that WYLDE have done very effectively throughout this whole series. They're taking those big boost pads and only leaving some of the small pads. And the problem is that when you've got 6 players going for small boost pads, there's not a lot of small boost pads left on the pitch. So right now, it's by winning the midfield battle, WYLDE are also able. And
hey, this is exactly why you need to deny me and the boys boost.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Halden forces a 50, and the ball falls kind of for a crossbar down and in. And even if it hadn't been in the crossbar, Yem wasn't getting to that one. 1-1.
1-1. And this is, you know, a 2-1 series lead at the moment for me and the boys. They'll be looking to do it, but Hammers is going to just look to carry a pass. Didn't quite have the follow-up touch. Halden manages to save that one. Rob now launching one towards goal. It'll come off the back wall. No follow-up there for the time being as Hammers puts it long. Shallow in the 1v2, manages to get it past both of them as well, but Colin comes flying through to keep this ball in the orange half for the time being. Hammers with a good follow touch. Colin looking for the 50-50. It'll roll across face of goal, and that'll mean Rob can get it. It's a little bit too high for Shallow to actually take the pass, but Shallow recovers well, manages to get it. It'll bounce very high over the goal here. There's a couple of blue people up on the back wall, and that'll make it difficult for them to actually get this clear. Rob up again, touch it towards goal, and there's 3 blue members just watching that ball bounce in.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky here. Colin beating very nice 50 from Halden there, but on the back of the board, Hammers it triangle then, but he misreads it slightly, and the ball just bounces in 2-1, and Rob won't mind that at all.
You won't mind them at all as you look to put your team onto series point, onto tournament point here in our grand finals. Hammers with a follow-up touch towards goal. It's nearly behind Shallow, but a good half flip manages to keep him out of danger for the time being. Shallow now without boost does lose the dribble, and so won't be able to try and flick Colin at the end of that. That means Yem and Colin racing up this pitch with Hammers in tow. Will be the pass into the middle. Good infield, good shot, good equalizer.
Once that comes off the back for Colin, I know it's only one player that get there. It's Hammer. He just has to boom it in, and he does. Rob trying desperately to get up, but he's never getting there. Beautiful team play from WYLDE.
Oh, you love to see those infield passes. They just feel so good when they come off, and that will be the equalizer result, and that makes it feel just an extra little bit special. But a good 50 in the middle of the pitch. Halden will try to take his team back down. No, Hammers is there. Hammers carrying it in. Hammers has been a little bit quieter in this game than in some of the earlier ones. But right, it was trying to 50 everyone one after another. Obviously didn't come off because that's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah. Winning 150 and then having to face another one straight away it's just difficult, you know what I mean? Because you can't really get your car in the position you want to be in with the second 50 when it's so quick. Good bump there though.
Shallow forced to make a difficult touch to keep that one clear, and I don't mean still pressure. Good infield pass once again. Yem launches one towards the top right corner. Halden puts it very high. that may not be where the team of me and the boys wanted the ball, but Rob reset well off of that. Has run out of boost. The infield pass once again is a little bit too high for Colin to find power on towards the net. And so me and the boys live for a little bit longer. Off the back wall, Rob with the touch. It's a good clear. 20 seconds left in this game. Still looking for a winner. That's off the right post. That could have been the winner right there. Follow-up shot is wide of the left post. It's denied by both sides. And here it is now. Hammers touches it high. That's good infield. Yem following it up. It's there again for Hammers. What a pass. What a shot. It's off the crossbar at both ends. The woodwork has denied these teams. And with 4 seconds left, it looks like we're going to go to overtime unless Hammers can put it high. It doesn't have the follow-up. Rob just needs to deny this touch. Needs to deny it. It's still there for Yem, who decides to just leave it. But that may have been the wrong decision as Rob is there. That's a pass high into the middle of the pitch. Shallow is there, denied by Colin. What a save, what a last passage of play to bring us to overtime.
Oh my word, both chances there coming quickly, and both teams had a chance to win it late on. I think Halden will be more annoyed with it missing his one. It was an open net, and he hits it off the post. I know, not the easiest shot in the world, but at this level, an open net should be taken, and it wasn't, and that might give WYLDE a bit of confidence in this overtime.
It will, and this is such an important overtime. This is either the series equalised or a match point for me and the boys. Hammers is up for it. Hammers misses it, but it'll be there for Yem again on the follow-up. That's gone a little bit too far. Great 50 by Colin. Has kept this ball in front of the net. Shallow has to make a touch and does. Hammers is here. It's going to try and 50 Halden. Halden wins the 50 for the time being. He's moving this ball forward. Another good 50. Rob in the middle of the pitch. Launch towards goal. Colin is in the way. Keeps that ball away from the goal for the time being, but this is again high. Again in front of the goal. Again it's Rob who wins the 50, and it'll come off the back wall. Follow-up shot for Shallow isn't going to be good though, and so Yem will just be able to take this one and control it. Gets it over 1, doesn't get it over 2. Still a little bit dangerous, as right now it is a struggle for WYLDE to actually get clear of their own half. So much pressure being generated by me and the boys.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time.
And this as well, Rob turning off the back wall. Oh, you're right. I mean, it's the first time in a long time. This pressure has just never ended, despite the fact that, this has been atypical for how the series has gone.
Yeah, and right now here, boost starving is going the other way. It's me and my boys boost starving their opponents, but finally a bit of boost there. Hammers uses it all to try and follow that one, but a big demo by Yem in the midfield is going to leave some pressure.
Yeah, Halden had a chance to just launch that one towards goal, decided to put it high, and Hammers has done a good job to keep that ball slowed down, keep it wide for a little bit longer. Taken off the sidewall by Shallow. Good first touch, good second touch, but Yem is just so quick up in that corner that there will be no follow-up touches at all. Colin, without any boost, gets a good touch off the back wall. Great clear by Halden. It's as far as Rob does. Rob with the follow-up, tries for it. Yem, though, again, is so quick and denies what could have been a good shooting chance. Halden versus 2 in the corner, comes out on top this time around. Yem is just backflipping in front of the ball, and that's a huge 50 by Colin to take on 2 and win. Shallow up to that ball first. Shallow now down. It's there for Yem, who has not gotten a great first touch. Does get a second touch to it, though, and that was unexpected by me and the boys. We're now 2 minutes into this overtime, and there is nothing to separate these two teams.
Absolutely not. You know, sometimes when overtime, you know, before overtime, and it's so exciting, it's only a bit of a damp squid in overtime. But here we go. We're seeing an absolute beautiful overtime. Both teams are really trying their best, and you know, Yem right now has been such a big player in this overtime.
Rob, it's off the back wall. He has. Yem has been so quick to a lot of these balls, but that clear wasn't fantastic. Hammers, though, gets in the way of the follow-up shot, and it'll be there for Rob. Rob trying to pass across the pitch. It's a little bit too much behind it for anyone to follow up on. That's an awkward bounce, though, for both teams. Colin is following this. Rob is being demoed. Is there anyone back on defense? Great demo by Halden, and the defense does rotate back in time to clear it for the time being. Yem, though, off the back wall, will be kept safe by Rob for the moment. Shallow gets it long down the pitch to Hammers. Hammers doesn't have enough boost to really follow this, so chooses to just bang it long. And that'll be me and the boys eating up that clear all day long. Wait, this just towards the goal. Rob dodges the demo and gets into the ball as well. There's so many demos going through at the moment. It's taken fast, and none of them have quite opened it up. Shallow, though, awkwardly off the sidewall. Follow-up is there for Hammers. Halden comes across well and cleans it up. As you can see, the defensive rotations for both teams are getting desperate as the bumps and the demos come through.
Oh, what a save, though, by Shallow. Absolutely beautiful save. He had, like, it's an awkward touch, and he still managed to pull it into the side and leave no real opportunity open for Dog with a Log. So that was a great save by Shallow.
Yeah, this is boost pick up by Colin, and the bounce favours him as well. Colin now with a huge amount of boost is going to carry this one all the way to the back wall. Does he have another touch? Doesn't have anybody. Tever Hammers denied. Another big save by Shallow. Halden up for this ball. It's a bit of boost. Puts it over Yem. Yem puts it over the crossbar, though, and that means we're still not going to have a goal as we head towards 4 minutes in this overtime. These boys saw the 15-minute overtime in RLCS, decided they want to go for it themselves. As again, there's shots coming through, but the defense is just so good, and we still haven't found a goal 4 minutes in.
So many opportunities, and you can't even say the players haven't taken them, because they have. It's just been great defensive play, great goalkeeping, some lovely touches, and you know, as well, Dog with a Log trying their best to disrupt me and the boys at bums and demos. The shot auto saved.
Again, good save. Again, good reads without much boost. Again, it's off the back wall, and Yem will take it clear for the time being. Halden is going to be up. This is going to drop so dangerously, but Colin on the back wall had that all of the way. Shallow in the middle of the pitch is underneath that ball. It's going to be there for Rob. Oh, Colin nearly dunks him. Hammers is going to take it. Hammers has the follow-up, but it's not going to be a great follow-up. It's there for Colin, though. This was good passing play by the blue team in the middle of the pitch. Yem is up for it. Denied by Halden, who pre-jumps well for that one. And now it's Shallow. It's going to be Halden looking for the bump. So well dodged by Colin to keep this. It's over the crossbar. Someone is going to score this. It's going to be good. What a save! What a save by Rob. The follow-up again by Shallow, but it's not enough as the pressure goes through. Hammers gets the goal, and it took 3 consecutive shots and 2 consecutive saves to get that goal.
It was beautiful defense, great goalkeeping, but ultimately just 2 awkward shots for the defense. What an overtime, though, and what a way to win it. Beautiful defending by me and the boys. They'll be too disappointed because, you know, 2 awkward saves to make. They managed it, but ultimately Hammer able to slam it home right at the death.
Oh, and implications for the series. That's a 2-2 that we are now tied at in game score. Dog with a Log guaranteeing us at least 6 games in this grand final, and you wouldn't have it any other way with how close these teams have been.
Absolutely not. It's been an absolute fantastic series, and you know, happy we're getting more games. Both teams have been playing so well, and that overtime, it was all about defense, because both teams had so many good opportunities and they took them well as well. It was just ultimately defense, and you know, such a good game and such a good overtime as well.
And even when the goal went in, it was still great defense. It was 2 absolutely unbelievable saves and 3 equally good shots to finally beat the defense on that one. And I think that, I mean, it's just crazy. You're right. Like, you can't fault the offense. You can't fault the players for the shots that they took. You just have to credit the defense on that one. And I mean, look, we hope that doesn't break the spirit going into game 5 here, because it's also easy to get the head down after a loss like that in overtime.
It is, but also I think because they played so well and because of how the goal was scored, they're not going to be too disheartened. You know what I mean? They made two good saves, and ultimately, it was two very hard shots to save, and that one might just be
Hello? Defense? All right, look, if we're going to praise the defense that much, you can't just let those roll in afterwards.
No, you can't. It's one of those nice little tap clears. You know, you try to hit it right, hits the wall to put power on it, but the defense should be getting back to that one a bit quicker. I don't think they're expecting it to be that fast and to go on target, and you have to be wary sometimes when those balls hit the backboard like that.
Yeah, you do. And WYLDE now take a lead in this game. And this is, for how important game 3 is in a best of 5, this game 5 is just as important in a best of 7, especially when you're tied at 2-2. This is now one of the teams will be putting themselves onto that match point, will be setting themselves up to take home the win, the lion's share of the prize pool, and those 100 points towards qualifying for the major in June.
Absolutely, and in best 7 series, game 4 is also really important, and it was well won by WYLDE. So if they can win this one as well, they've won the 2 most important games in the battle, apart from the last game in the best 7 series. Because the last game is always the most important game, isn't it, Nua?
Yeah, the one that actually gets you the win is very important. And Colin with a big save, and that's a big game moments right there. Those are the kind of saves you need to play. That's what wins you a series. As right now, WYLDE are looking good, both offensively and defensively in this one. Colin is chasing this ball into the corner. It's good by Rob, but denied the follow-up attempt by the demo. Alden under this ball is going to use a lot of boost to get clear for the time being. Hammers with a good touch, but well read by Rob, who gets over him, but is denied again by Colin in defense. Shallow just launches that one towards goal. Yeah, might not be able to get back, is able to get back with plenty of time. Worried for nothing I was there, Morky.
Yeah, Rob, though, did very well. Getting a good demo on Colin, but I don't think he realized Yem was behind him as Colin gets a good save again. I don't think he realized Yem was behind him to make the save, but Rob making the correct decision there.
Yeah, absolutely. Halden is up for this one again, and Halden's shooting has been good, is given a little bit too much space in the air, and just knocks one straight down into the goal.
This is so difficult as well, because he's turning to get over and then also redirect it down. So it's a really difficult shot from where he's coming from. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's shots like that that remind me that I should figure out how to properly air roll in midair. But look, plenty of time for that in the future, and I realistically I never will. But you love to see it. You love to see the control these players have over their car in the air, especially in these high pressure situations, to still be able to pull those ones off. And that was absolutely huge from Halden to equalise the score. But here's Yen with another shooting chance to keep it. It's kept away from the goal line by the orange team for the time being. Halden has run out of boost, and so we'll just be trying to 50 this with nothing. Colin gets there first. Colin gets a good clear. So Rob missing it in the corner, has Shallow behind him though, and so there's not really much danger after that miss. But this is now on the side wall. Shallow without boost. These players, even without boost, a lot of them look so threatening.
Oh yeah, they're just all of them are very talented. But it's been very smart play from WYLDE. They've been getting those demos, boost starving their opponents, realizing they probably have a bit of a mechanical edge over them, and that's a really important thing to do when you think you're behind mechanically. Bumps, demos, boost steal. That's the really important thing, but here's a chance.
It's been working. Here is a chance. Not much boost left on Halden, but he's missed. He's missed it over the cross, but no follow-up is there from Rob. If that hadn't gone in, Halden would have been feeling the pain.
Yeah, he would have been kicking himself, but Hammers has got to be kicking himself there as well. Really bad read, and that sets up the opportunity. Halden crossbar down, but Rob then follows it in. Can't blame the rest of the defense. Hammers has to get that one. I'll touch on that one.
Oh, so this is now so close still. And I mean, I don't know what else I expected in this. WYLDE, if they score next, we'll be back to a tie game in this series. They tried to double commit to that 50, and it's worked out from this. They're able to continue to move this ball forward. Fake attempt by Yem doesn't come off, but Colin will be behind him and will be able to put that one very high. Hammers looking for the redirect, does miss it. Kind of fakes the defense out a little bit though. Shallow was just left sitting watching that. Wait, there's no defense in the way. There is just about. Hammers rotates back in. A follow-up shot is there. Yem in the goal line will get the first touch to it. That was a good dunk attempt coming through as well, but it just means that the counter-attack is running straight in. Good block by Hammers. Good follow. The angle is nuts.
How has he scored that? I've no idea. It's a great play here. Great dunk from Hammers, and then Colin somehow slams this home. There's a defender in his way as well. He just slams it home. What a goal.
Oh, well deserving of the equaliser on that one. We're back to 2-2, just under 2 minutes to play in this all-important Game 5. Looking for one of these teams to finally put themselves on match point. Yeah, we'll be trying to do it. Wins it. Halden doesn't quite get it. Jumps over the ball. It's 3-2 now out of nowhere to WYLDE.
And as well, it was a mess about the kickoff as well with WYLDE, but they managed to get the ball, and then Yem somehow finding the smallest shots, get a little bit of a ground pitch on that to roll it in. And it's 3-2. WYLDE have hit them with both barrels here. What a game.
Man, this Wild Rocket Series Grand Final delivering right now, and these teams absolutely giving it their best, giving us a fantastic series. Yem is down, it's there for Hammers, redirected to him, it's there again! 3 goals in 30 seconds for the Dog with a log to open up a 2-goal lead.
They're shell-shocked. Rob saying okay, just showing what they're feeling right now. They don't believe they should be behind, asking for a change, or maybe there's a peg issue, but oh my word, Dog with a log have been absolutely ruthless in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's brutal. I think watching that ball bounce off the wheels of that car, you can see why he was asking for it. I mean, look, sometimes they just look like that in Rocket League as well. You have to just keep rolling with the punches on that, and it will be now the 2-goal lead. I mean, huge for Dog with a log. They've come out of nowhere in these last few seconds with huge plays as well. Look at it, Colin off the back wall, comes off the ceiling to get the clear as well, but it hasn't gone far enough. This is Rob with the follow. Good save, denied once. It's there for Shallow. Shallow with the shot. It'll be in. We're back to a 1-goal game.
What is this game? This game is mental. Rob, lovely play. Hammers does well enough to get the save, a lovely pass from Hal. Doesn't take the selfish option, realizes he can get the pass over to Shallow, puts it perfectly onto his car, and Shallow knocks it home 4-3. And once again, it's only a 1-goal game.
1-goal game indeed, but you still have to score one more to bring it back, and that is exactly what me and the boys are going to look to do now. It's taken by Halden. He has a bit of space in front of him. The first touch was a little bit too far forward, but it'll come off the back wall again. Shallow puts it high. Hammers has to win this, and doesn't. It'll roll in. It's equalised. How have we gotten this to happen again?
This game has everything. Lovely play for Shallow. Puts on the backboard. Rob with a great read. Hammers again. Should probably get the touch, but Rob has to do it all to put that one in. He's managed it. 4-4, 56 seconds left. What a game, number 5.
All right, it is a minute left in this game, and again, we have nothing to separate these teams. Big misses in the air. Yem gets the touch on that one. Shallow is just doing nothing with this ball in the middle of the pitch. Hammers and the rest of his team are following it. This is going to bounce so dangerously in front of the orange goal. Good clear by Shallow off his back wall. Has put Yem and Colin into a bit of an awkward position instead. A good pinch by Colin, though, will give his team a chance to move forward on this. It's high. The follow-up should be there. No, it's Rob who's going to get to this ball first. Had a bit of a shooting chance as he raced forward to that ball ahead of the rest of the game. Shallow now in a 1v1, has a lot of boost, but Hammers has the ball, and Hammers has a good pass. Yem with the chance, just about denied on the goal line, and me and the boys now moving forward. 18 seconds left in this game. It'll be there for Rob. Wins the 50 in the middle of the pitch. We'll be chasing this high. We'll come off the wall towards the ceiling. This is it. 12 seconds left. Can they put it in? No. Yem is first there. It's off the back wall again by Shallow. It's going to be there for Halden, who's put it again off the back wall. Doesn't have the double touch. Colin with the touch over to the side wall. Shallow will turn in against it, and this will surely drop. Surely it's an overtime that will be here in game 5.
Oh my goodness, what a game. We've got overtime now. We saw the last overtime was mental. Will it be the same this time? Or is
Alden, under one. Oh, he tried, man. He tried on that one.
I think we're running out of words here. The players are sweaty. Our voices are sore at this stage because they are giving us a hell of a game here.
Yem fakes one, tries to beat two, doesn't quite. Follow touches in there, and that'll give Halden a chance to take this one high. Will go under. Does he have to flip reset? Does, kind of, but is beaten by the defender anyway. That's twice Halden's tried to go underneath, and twice he's been denied by the defender, falling onto the ball in front of him. And it will mean that we're still here in the overtime. You're right, it was a long one last time around. See if we get even close to that this time around. And nerves have to be getting frayed right now. If you're me and the boys, you don't want to lose 2 long overtimes in a row. You don't want to lose 2 short overtimes in a row either. What a flick over there by Halden, who's really been stepping up here at the start of this overtime with a minute gone on it. It's going to be Shallow up for it, misses the ball. That's nearly the own goal. It's going to pinch out the other direction instead. This is just insanity here at the start of overtime.
It wasn't just an almost an own goal, it was a triple commit, and they've got away with it somehow. I've never seen a triple commit work that well in my life. It worked out perfectly. What is happening?
Halden! Oh! Halden has been stepping up so much and maybe deserved that goal, but what a save after the flick, and now it's going to be just straight back the other again. It's one team after another taking chances. It's going to be there. Yem off the back wall. It's touched by Rob to deny any potential follow-up by the blue team on that one, and Dog with a log still looking for it in the middle of the pitch. Good 50 by Shallow. Is underneath it. Is going to go for the boost. Steals it away, but that'll just give Yem full control of the ball and leave Halden in the 1v1 at the back. It's denied for the time being. Yem off the ceiling. Has teammates in support. Will deny the teammate the follow-up though. Yem misses the ball, and now it'll be 3v2 moving up the pitch. No, good demo. Yem, if he put that on target, that could have been the goal. That could have been the game. That could have been tournament point for Dog with a log. But we're still here in this game as the demos are just coming through thick and fast.
Yeah, Dog with a log haven't gone away from that physical game. It's been working for them so far. But here now, a team playing Yem with a great demo. But it's still, that might be a no, it's going to be saved. But oh my word, this game has everything. One team went 4-1 up. scored 3 goals in quick succession, then 2 in quick succession, and that one is going to be saved. But oh my word, this game has everything. This overtime is just as crazy.
So dumb. This is so dumb. I mean, this shouldn't happen 2 games in a row. Just the intensity. Once again, it's the fence that's coming through. Shots are being taken by both teams. Yem has no boost. It'll be popped high off the back wall. It's nearly a rule 1 happening in front of goal there. As now Rob will turn on this one. We'll get a good boomer towards the enemy goal on this one. Colin is coming up. And at this point, I mean, you can't afford to miss those. We don't want to see this game end with one of those. That's a good shot towards goal. Follow-up should be here for Yem. No. Haldon again is the player to get in the way of it. It'll drop in front of Hammers probably here. It'll drop a little bit too far though as Yem takes a little bit too much out of the ball, denies his team the chance. That's the shot. That's in. Colin takes it. It's gonna be the game overtime again. Game 5 is won by WYLDE. That's 2 long overtimes in a row that they've won.
Yeah, no, actually, Yem didn't actually put that too far ahead of Hammers. He realized Hammers was being harassed and decided to take it to the side, and then Colin had the opportunity to shoot and scored it. It was really smart play by Yem because Hammers was being harassed, and it might have led to a very quick counterattack and goal opportunity for me and the boys.
Absolute insanity. And now me and the boys, despite the fact that they were the team, they won game 1, then known as equalized, they won game 3 to put themselves into the advantage. And now it's 2 wins in a row for WYLDE. It's WYLDE who are the team on series point, on tournament point right now. And it's a lot of pressure all of a sudden on me and the boys to come back.
Absolutely. It is going to be a crazy, crazy game here. They have to win now, and that's the perfect time to do it as well. Win game 4 and 5, the 2 most important games apart from winning the last game in a best of 7 series, and they've won both of them. And momentum is now entirely with WYLDE. So me and the boys are going to have to win this game 6 to snatch that momentum back. But it's been so close, it's been so tight, it's been so good, and it's going to be an amazing game 6, I'm sure.
Oh, fingers crossed. I mean, honestly, at this point, if you're just a fan of Good Rocket League, as many of those copy pastas go, if you're a neutral spectator right now, you're rooting for me and the boys to win this game 6, to bring us to a game 7, because this is the game 7. This is the grand final we deserve. After an insane day of Rocket League, after upsets backwards and forwards, we have 2 titans of teams in this grand finals battling it out, and we go to a game 6 finally with one team in a position to win it all, but the other team, me and the boys, there is quality there, and there is absolutely still a chance that they can pull this one off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they've joined a bit early, just as they're usually the joint teams constantly join another team just because one of the players has not showed up on time, unfortunately. So hopefully that will be sorted soon. But yeah, what would it be as tens of series without this happening? Like, it has to happen, right? It's just
no, it happens once, exactly, and it keeps the hands warm. You know, very important to keep those moving. It's a pure display of mechanics as the players bounce backwards and forwards between the teams.
Yeah, it's just pure skill, Love to see it.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, look, it'll give you a little bit of time for me and the boys, and I'm not just talking about the team. I'm talking about you, me and you, Morky, and everyone in production and everyone in Twitch chat. Give all of us a chance to take a deep breath here and just sit back, catch our breaths, and what's been an insane series so far. Not just, you know, in the series score, not just in the fact that it has been WYLDE pulling it back after going down twice and then pulling back the lead at this most crucial moment, but also in the games. You know, they've been back and forth. There's been equalizers. There's been lead changes. It's just been fantastic Rocket League as we head into game 6.
Yeah, they've been some great games. That game 5 was just crazy. It was just crazy from start to finish. But
it's crossbar and out on that one as Yem tries to open up the scoring, tries to give WYLDE an early lead. Haldon nearly landed on that ball, nearly managed to put an early one back in the other direction. Shallow is up for this, completely uncontested. Shot is not good though, and will be saved by Colin, and instead will have WYLDE heading towards the other end of the pitch with purpose. They decide to leave that, give Rob a chance to clear. Haldon off the sidewall will launch it towards goal one more time. Yem though is back and forth, and this is now both teams just launching it long, just giving each other the ball once again. We saw this earlier in the series, and we saw how dangerous these teams can be if you just give them a little bit of space.
Yeah, and well, Rob right now is just everywhere really for his team. He's been the main defensive man. He's being in front of everything so far. He makes a slip step, but Haldon brings the ball forward. Now it's a 2v1, but Haldon managed to win that 2v1 somehow. But Hammers will take the ball out. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy so far. I'm doing play-by-play now because I'm just getting so worked up by all this.
Right? I mean, like, look, 2 play-by-plays. We don't need any analysis of this anymore. I will let Twitch chat do that for themselves. I was impressed by Hammer's attempt at the musky fit there. Didn't come off, but the ceiling shot nearly does. Colin half a second late on that demo, or that could well have been the goal. Rob is now now having to take this off the back wall, has plenty of boost to do as he wishes with this ball. Colin does manage to get the save. Howden's up for a shot, will be just wide of the left post. Colin forced to take it clear anyway, and a good demo by Rob will mean that pressure will be kept up by me and the boys for the time being. Yem now taking it off the back wall, triple commit in the air from Dog with a log, and it's only gotten them as far as the middle of the pitch. Missed by Shallow on the side wall, will delay this push forward for a while longer, but Howden has made so many big plays for the team, so good so far in this series, and it's not quite come out. That's so dangerous. Oh, Colin gets it clear. This is just madness. I'm 100% going to lose my voice by the end of this series.
No, I think Howden there went to the fake, and it almost worked out. He got one defender.
It's there. It's fine. It's fine. Look, when you clip that, you just you clip it after Hammers misses.
It's lovely play from him. Hammers should score, but Colin is there. Hammers actually causes a bit of havoc there with Rob in net, so the miss is okay. It works out okay for him, but that he should have put it out himself. But still, 1-0, and me and the boys now have to get the next goal, or well, not the next goal, but have to equalize this because they're now facing not only tournament point but also match point in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're down, but they're still a dangerous team. They can still look for these mechanical plays, even if they haven't quite been coming off for them in this game so far. We're nearly at the halfway mark of this game number 6. Hammers with a great pass into the middle. It's so open, but his team aren't there and follow up a little bit too slow. Yem is still in the boost over in this corner, though. No, there's plenty to do with this. Colin is there. It's off the crossbar. Hammers with the follow-up. It'll roll in defense. Nowhere in sight. And Dog with the log open up the lead to 2.
Yeah, this time again. Yeah, it's there again. This time Colin doesn't get the shot on, but Hammers is there to clean up for it. So both players here just saying, here, on this and you can score.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just returning the favour from earlier on. It doesn't matter how they go in. Dog with a log have gotten 2 in this game 6, and they are feeling comfortable right now, you'd have to feel, but Howden's going to go under. Howden with a great pass, a great finish from Rob, and we're straight back to a 1-goal game.
That is a beautiful fake. Howden here looking like he's going to go for the flip reset, but he does usually just to pass it down to Rob. It looks like he's going to shoot the 3%, but no, he passes it down with the flip reset to Rob. What a play, and Rob puts it top bins. Beautiful goal.
Well, Hammers stepped up early in this series for Dog with a log to bring them back into it in that game 2, that game 4. It has been Howden for me that has really been the player stepping up right now on this other side for me and the boys, setting up a lot of these plays. But look, there's still 1 goal down. They might be 2 goals down again. That's dangerous in front of the goal again. Yem with the follow. It'll drop. Crossbar down. We're straight back to a 2-goal game. And it was well set up by Hammers.
It was, but you also have to ask, where is the defense here? You know, you have to be a bit better. And the defense here has gone missing really since the last 2 minutes of the last game. Thanks to lag.
Listen,
but
that's it. That's it. We're going to go to a 2-goal game. Howden is the one back in defense one more time. It's a lot of work still to do here, but 2 minutes to do it in for me and the boys as Rob is going to the ball dribbled over his head one more time. It's down there for Yem and Hammers. Colin comes flying in, gets the shot, and 3 goals to good for Dog with a log.
Yeah, I think me and the boys are rattled now, and I think this is getting towards the end of it. It's nice play. It's lovely play, to be fair, from a Dog with a log, but me and the boys just look far too rattled at this stage, and that might just be the end of this.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to feel that if it isn't me and the boys to score next, this game is going to be done. This series could be done, and that'll just be a beautiful follow-up. Right as I try to set it up, Yem doesn't give me time, just scores again instantly.
Yeah, lovely play by Yem here. Not quite sure what Shadow's doing there, but Yem is able to put that one in. Nice play. And 5-1 now, and it's looking like this one is all done and dusted.
Yeah, and over the course of this series, I mean, it's definitely gone in the other direction. When we started with, was it a 5-1, a 6-1 over for the side of me and the boys early on, and Dog with a log, they've just come back over the course of the series. They fought back well, not only from, early series deficits, going down 1 game after game 1 and 3. But, some game 5, they fought back from a deficit as well to win. And honestly, Dog with a log, great mental in this game, great mental in this series from them. Looking like they're going to be deserving winners at this point of game 6.
Yeah, but I think whoever won this series would have been deserved winners after that crazy game 3, 4, and 5. But I think that winning game 4 and 5 was really punctured me and the boys. Dog and log winning that was really punctured me and the boys. They look a little bit off. They look, momentum has shifted completely. And when you say Rocket League is a momentum game, I think this series has proved it, because Dog and log have looked so good since the end of game 4.
Yeah, this will be 3 game wins in a row for Dog with a log as they just finished this tournament strong as you like. In fact, they've only dropped 3 games all day, assuming they managed to win this game as well, which is looking pretty likely. And with a tournament that's been as stacked as this one has been, especially once we got to the top 8, yeah, I was just trying to clip on people at this point. We'll leave the ball there for Hammers, manages to knock one in, and I mean, you can look at it. This is why Dog with a Log have looked so good so far. It'll be a forfeit, it looks like, coming through for me and the boys. End of the tournament on that one with 40 seconds left in this game. Dog with a Log have managed to win it all, and GG, 90 quid and 100 points going to them in the Wild Rocket Series Monthly.
Yeah, absolutely deserved. Such resilience. You have to feel for me and the boys. 2 mental overtimes, 2 mental games in Game 5 and Game 4 and 5. And really once they lost the overtime in Game 5, I think that just after coming back from 4-2 down, they kind of had to win that overtime. They didn't, and that just kind of sucked all the momentum and confidence out of them. All credit though to Dog with a Log. They have played magnificently. Being 1-0 and 2-1 down in the series to win 3 on the bounce is incredible, and deserving winners and deserving champions.
Absolutely, and with that, the ball's going to bounce in one more time. Hammers nearly gives one back to the team that are no longer there, and that will be it from us for today. The Wild Rocket Series March Monthly, hosted by RLI Ireland, has been an absolute pleasure to watch. It's been a pleasure to cast as well. I've been NuaLaoch, I've been joined by Morky, and Morky, I think the only thing left to do is to remind everyone to sign up for the next one. We'll have another one next month because it's in the name. It's a monthly.
Yep, exactly. The Wild Rocket Series is a monthly. You can go to the RLI Discord, which you find there, and there's all details in usually announcements, and also the Wild Rocket Series WRS announcements. You can also find loads of clips from today. I'm sure loads of players have put the clips in, including some of the from this game will be in there as well. Also, make sure to follow wild.gg on Twitter. They are absolutely fantastic, great sponsors of this tournament, great organization as well. And give them some love too, because they've been very generous and very kind to us.
Yeah, they absolutely have. And with that, we are going to bid you a good evening. We're going to thank you for joining us, and we are going to say see you back here next time. Even if you're not as a player, make sure you stick around to watch the next tournament. See you then.